Welcome back to my continued milking of the Scream franchise, ladies and gentlemen, with another Ghostface showdown today. Yes, this is the one you all voted for, so let me know in the comment section down below who you want to see next go against each other as the infamous Ghostfaces. But today, we have the infamous Jill taking on Billy. So yes, who is the better Ghostface? Welcome to Ghostface Showdown. We have the categories on screen. If you don't know by now, it's only been one episode, but yes, we have who had the better kills, who has a better psychometer, who has the better motive, who was the better Ghostface, you know, who was better at going around undetected or using the Ghostface costume to their advantage better. And then we have success, who was a great success in this video, but as we all know, many of the Ghostfaces, actually all of the Ghostfaces, don't survive, but who was closer to succeeding? So yes, welcome to another Ghostface showdown, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the kills, ladies and gentlemen. Now, going off my last video where I went off Zach Cherry's Who Killed Who in Scream 4, Jill only killed Trevor and Charlie in Scream 4, and they were both out of costume. Pretty self-explanatory. I mean, she shot Trevor in the balls, and then she shot him in the head, and Charlie, she stabbed him in the heart, you know, backstabbing him as well, going off plan because she wanted to be the sole survivor. Now, according to Scream Wiki, I'm going to go to Scream Wiki for this one for Billy. Billy achieved 3 kills in the Scream film, one off-screen, which was Maureen Prescott, Sydney's mother, and then the other 2 were Tatum Riley during the party, which I thought was a great scene with Tatum mocking, "Oh, you're gonna kill me, Mr. Ghostface," and then bang, through the cat entrance in the garage door, broken neck, fantastic kill. And then the other kill awarded to Billy, according to Scream Wiki, is Principal Himbry. So yes, that was a fantastic scene as well. You know, doing a kill in broad daylight in a school while you're a student at that school. Kudos to you, my man. Kudos to you. And a principal as well. And then it says after that you hung him by the goalpost, which is fantastic as well. But also killing a very prominent character, or like not as prominent in Scream, but like prominent to the main character in Sydney Prescott's mother. You gotta get points for that as well. So in terms of the kill category, guys, I think this is a pretty easy one. I'm gonna give the kill category to Billy. Moving on to the psychometer. Now this one is a very close call because, as I said in the last video, Jill has an amazing psychometer. I mean, when she ticked in Scream 4, she ticked, and then she was explaining her motive. She was completely psychotic, and similar to Billy, I guess you can attribute to themselves as well. They wanted to make it look like they got stabbed, etc. Like, you know, Billy and Stu stabbing each other, mucking around. They had it all planned. And Jill doing the same thing, however, to herself, pinning the knife against the wall, stabbing herself, rock bottoming herself through the table, pulling out her hair with Trevor. She was completely psychotic, and she did everything she wanted to get to her final endgame goal, which was, you know, to be in the spotlight, to be the new Sydney Prescott. It was a new era and dawning for Jill. However, we all know what happens. But yes, moving on to Billy as well. This psychometer as well stretches back a couple years for him as well, or a year or so, to Maureen Prescott, Sydney's mother, cheating or having an affair with his father, causing a breakdown in his marriage with his original parents. So yeah, he ticked right there, and his psychometer stretches to the killing and raping of Sydney's mother. So this guy was completely psychotic as well, and he had his own partner in Stu, similar to how Jill had another partner in Charlie. But his psychometer, when he snapped as well in the 3rd act, playing on Sydney Prescott, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, in terms of a psychometer, it is a very close call, because when Billy snapped, he snapped as well, and it was a great turn. And then he goes on to kill, or shoot, not kill, sorry, shoot Randy as well. I guess both of them, when they snap, they snap. But in terms of a psychometer, I think I'm gonna I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna give the psychometer for this one to both the Ghostfaces, due to Billy's one just stretching a year before as well. But then you could say the same thing about Jill having to plan it for ages to get Sydney back to Woodsboro once she was doing her book tour, and then everything panned out. So Jill would have had to plan this for a while as well. But Billy started off a year before, killing Sydney's mother and raping her. So you gotta be psychotic to do that as well, my man. So yeah, I'm gonna give the Psychometer to both these Ghostfaces. Moving on to the motive. Now, Billy's motive I like in the story or in the film as well, where he says, oh, you know what? It's actually scarier when they don't have a motive. Did Norman Bates ever have a motive? Did they ever reveal why Hannibal Lecter liked to eat people and skin their faces? No. But then obviously we know what the motive is for Billy. He wanted revenge on Sydney, or like to get revenge on her mother as well for cheating or having an affair with her father and then breaking down that marriage. So he snapped at that point. So that was the motive, to attack Sydney. And he says it in the third act, like, you're just another whore like your mother. So the motive was pretty clear there with Billy. He wanted to get Sydney, or sort of toy with her and then get her in a relationship. And then that adds to Psychometer as well. You could say the same thing, that, you know what, he lured this girl into a trap for a year, got her to have sex with him, and then yeah, he made her lose her virginity to him, and then bang, that's it, he achieved his goal. And then he wanted to kill Sydney. So his motive stretches back to a year or years before, when his mother, or Sydney's mother, had an affair with his father, and that's why he wanted to get at Sydney. Now going to Jill, we explained this in the last episode, man. Her motive was absolutely mental. She wanted to be in the spotlight, basically. She wanted to be the new Sidney Prescott, and she was actually making a movie as well with the kills, so that she was completely outrageous, man. And I think I like Jill's motive better, to become the new Sidney Prescott and set it up the way she did, with all the killings being done by Trevor and everything, and you know, the boyfriend was the killer again, similar to how Billy was for Sidney Prescott. So yeah, I think when the motive aspect, I'm gonna go with Jill for this one, just because although Billy was like, I don't know, Billy was like, oh, Sydney's mother had an affair with his father, I kind of like Jill completely snapping and wanting to become the new Sidney Prescott. She was sick of her cousin being in the spotlight. She was like, you know what? It's my turn. Jill wants to be in the spotlight. I want to be the new Sidney Prescott. I want to get rid of Sydney from life and yeah, just become the new Ghostface. So I think I like Jill's motive better. Now moving on to the Ghostface one. Now the ghost category. Jill got both her kills out of the Ghostface costume, so she was completely unmasked at that point, so I'm going to deduct points for that. And Billy completely played Sydney. But if we're going for a better Ghostface reveal, or who shocked me more, I think it had to be Jill. But then now piecing together the puzzle after seeing Scream 4, as I said in my last video, you can pretty much, through the process of elimination, detect that it's Jill in the third act. But upon first watch, she actually shocked me. Now moving on to Billy, he got 2 kills in costume. Oh, we never know if he killed Maureen Prescott in costume, but like, I doubt they did. But it could have been, I don't think that's ever revealed. But he got 2 kills in the Ghostface costume, being Principal Himbry, and as we found out before as well, Tatum. So they were fantastic kills in the Ghostface costume. And I believe he did some of the calls to Casey, and he was part of one of the chase sequences as well, and some of the chase sequences with Sidney Prescott in the Ghostface costume. Now, going undetected throughout the film, I think he fooled Sydney just as much as Jill did, because after he got cleared from prison, and then he got the fake stabbing as well from Ghostface in the bedroom after he had sex with Sydney, and you know, used the fake pig's blood. So I think Billy was really clever at doing it. And then also the reveal with Billy that turn around and bang, shoots Randy. Absolutely fantastic stuff there. So the ghost category, I think I'm going to go with Billy on this one. Moving on to the final category, the great success category. We have Billy leading the current Ghostface showdown 2-1 because the Psychometer was a tie. Now, can Jill lock this one up, or will Billy take it? Let's find out. Now, with the great success category, this one, I think you guys know who I'm going to lean to based on my last video. But let's talk about Billy. Billy, my man, you had a 2v1 situation in the third act of your film. You had a 2v1 on Sydney with your brother Stu, and your brother in crime, Stu, not your actual brother. But yes, you had a 2v1 situation, a handicap situation. This was the ideal time to kill Sidney Prescott and not make the other Scream films happen. You had Gail and Dewey knocked out. You eliminated the cameraman. You had Randy shot and knocked out. So this was the ideal situation. And my man, you failed. You talked too much and let Sydney get the better of you and your partner in crime. You both got absolutely wrecked and ended up dying like all ghost faces do. So I think that was a pretty big L on my part. And your part, my friend. I am giving you a big fat L for your success in the third act. Although your reveal was great, some of the kills you got were absolutely fantastic. You failed a 2v1 handicap on Sydney Prescott, who got the better of your mate and yourself. Now moving on to Jill. My girl is the most successful Ghostface in the series, hands down. She had her 15 minutes of fame that she made fun of Sydney for. She only got that 15 minutes of fame. She didn't get the longevity of it. However, she had that success once she had all the murders set up. Her only fault was not making sure that Sydney was actually dead and let Sydney crawl up, getting knocked out. But yes, we all know Sydney survived in ICU after her surgery. She survived a knife attack. And then Jill as well had another shot at getting at Sydney while she was in a vulnerable state, but still failed with the aid of Dewey, Gail, and Sheriff. I forgot the sheriff's name, but yes, I forgot the sheriff's name. Sheriff Hicks. But yeah, Jill got defibrillated to the head and then shot in the heart. You know, Jill, don't F with the original. But yes, in terms of who had more success, I'm going to go with Jill based on that scene of events where the news was calling her the sole survivor and taking her photos as she was in bed, and you can tell she relished that moment. She had what she wanted, or she got what she wanted. She had that 15 minutes of fame. She was in the spotlight, but unfortunately, she did not make sure that Sydney Prescott was dead. And yes, there we have it, guys. The Ghostface showdown today ends on a 2-all tie. Besides the Psychometer, I'm going to leave it to you on this one. Who do you think had the better Psychometer, and who would take this Ghostface showdown to a 3-2 lead? I'm going to leave it on a tie for this one. I know, a bit of a cop-out, but yeah, I think the Psychometer, but just because Billy's one stretches to a year before and taking on Sydney's mother and doing what he did to her, and then Jill luring Sydney with all these traps in Woodsboro to finally reveal herself as a family Ghostface killer was unbelievable. I'm going to leave it to you on this, guys. As always, it's been your boy Lee Moses. Take care. God bless and peace.